now listening to the greatest.
Hey, you know J. Ray got girls here going way, 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 way.
You got no waves. You got no waves.
Touch that. Run your fingers down my hair. Do that. I gotta guide you.
He gonna say that's homophobic.
You better make sure Felicia.
One time now you homophobic.
Yeah, hopefully Johnson. What's his name? You better hope Felicia Johnson don't hear this.
Ryan don't hear this.
He gonna try to fuck you.
He gonna choose.
He gonna fuck you.
I took my shirt off when the Eagles won.
Oh yeah, I forget you again. You
I
from
took
Philly?
my shirt off. I was about to take my pants off. Like,
What did you do with Philly one, bro?
He took his shirt off.
Oh, for real? In the bar?
when we got outside,
But you're not in Philly though, nigga.
Zenobia was right there. I was like, woo! And then this nigga was like, did you let Ryan wasn't there?
Yo,
Right.
who's Ryan? Is that the guy we met at the karaoke?
Yeah, the gay guy.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all been hanging with him, bro? Y'all ain't been inviting me?
No.
You
He
have.
ain't hanging with him. That's his homie.
No, you know Ryan got a boyfriend.
But Ryan funny though. I fuck with Ryan.
I don't. We have to talk.
Gotta be around. No, shout out to Ryan. Ryan came
Matter
out
of
for my-
fact,
he came out for my birthday.
We gotta bring. Fuck, we wasted time, nigga. This is Cinder's movies part. yeah.
We live, baby.
Look. Oh, didn't see you guys there.
We should do one just catching up. We should do one just
Catching up, yeah.
Kicking the shit.
But Cinder's movie review part 2, we finna get a little bit more detailed. We're gonna try
actually
not
get
make
to
this
the
one.
questions.
Yeah. I didn't even have a question. I just had notes like stuff. I was like,
No, it's okay.
oh my God, what the fuck? You saw that?
It's back. Yeah, you good.
Oh, thank God. All right. Yeah, we just go off on my list. Asians in the South, man. What was that about?
Immigrants. They've been over here for a while.
Transcontinental Railroad. They've been.
But
in
when
America.
what time period was that? That was 1930s?
The 30s. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's my beat in. I ain't really paid
Ain't that some
attention
shit
to
that
social
they've
studies.
always been around us, but still got a problem with us?
Yeah. But you never see the portrayal of them in the movie. So shout out to Ryan Coogler for actually adding them in there. Because like when you see those type of slavery or segregation or Jim Crow law movies, you never see them.
I did like when he mentioned the Choctaws because I'm part Native American. That's my tribe.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, okay.
I was hoping you was gonna say Native
you're
Americans. I
claiming
thought out of
the
everybody you was gonna say Indians.
No, Native Americans.
Okay.
That's a proper term.
Yeah, there we go.
Right.
No, I thought you was. I was like, because I wrote it. Look, when I wrote it down, I was gonna write. I ain't gonna lie, I almost wrote Indians, and I think I wrote Native Americans.
We appreciate Native Americans. Indians are the 7-Eleven guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's where I was like.
He just ignores me now.
What?
Go ahead.
Because he always say something stupid. I already know. Like I just got to.
They heard what I said. They heard what I said. He was like, I'm just gonna ignore it. Okay, cool.
What did he say, bro? It was probably something stupid, right?
Indians are the 7-Eleven, which I mean that's why
See,
you can't call them.
that's why
you can't call
That's
them
why
Indians.
after we have a moment of normality, I close out. I close out because I know something dumb is coming after it. Something crazy.
Hi, my name's Dwight.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Remember when you said you still like having trouble like deciphering which one without the red hat and or the gold teeth and the
Yeah.
I found it funny because I was remember we were saying like they're like two halves
To the same person.
to
one person.
like both of their characteristics make one person. 'Cause, like one is like a lot more optimistic, it's like free, a little reckless, but like free willing. The other one is like by the books, very what would you say, like very skeptical of everything, very just hard, like, you know what I'm saying? Pause. But like, you know what I mean?
Like Smoke was like, we need to make this
Yeah,
work
we need to make this money.
And Stack was just like, man, let them go. They work on the field. Let them go and have fun and pay what they can and shit. But
And I like how they showed that when I think I wrote it down when like he was negotiating with the little girl, teaching her how to negotiate. But it also showed how he was an anti-hero. Because now I see where you kept saying Stacks is kind of a villain. Well, he turned into a vampire. But low-key before he turned into a vampire because just how he moved versus how...
I mean, both of them.
There was
both villains.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say
they were anti-heroes.
There's really. I'm put like this. Like The Last of Us. I don't know if you ever watched it. Like the video game, people were mad at when a lot of people beloved character died a certain type of way. And I was explaining to somebody, well,
I'm
in
sorry,
this.
I didn't quite catch that. Could you please say
You
that
probably
again?
said something that sounded like Serum. I should do that all the time.
Bitch, be quiet. I'm sorry. Well, what I was saying. in that type of universe in Last of Us, there's really no good guys or bad guys. It's just people trying to survive. So
I don't know, man. I can see him as an anti-hero, bro.
Well, no,
like,
this is what I'm getting to. Like in the Sinners movie, I really don't consider them as good guys or bad guys because they probably did some messed up things in Chicago that we don't know of, and they are known for the twins. Yo, they cause a lot of trouble and cause a lot of ruckus. So I just count them as people just trying to survive. To tell you the truth.
I don't know. What do you think, Darrell?
The lines is definitely blurred, especially in that time period, because we saw in the beginning how they bought the place and the white dude like he was doing a good thing, but really he was setting them up and killing them anyway. Yeah. And they stole that money from Chicago. That's why they fled Chicago and came down. And they was trying to make a business, but you making a business in the area where these are sharecroppers. These just coming out of like they don't have a lot. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's why offering a little girl 20 cents was a lot back then. I was laughing in my head, like debating like 20 cents.
But he didn't even I didn't even see his baiting. He was also teaching her too. Yeah. Teaching her how to negotiate.
So they wasn't bad guys, but also
it was like anti-heroes. That's why I was like, so heroes that just have flaws.
Like people, like he shot homeboy in the ass off rip.
Yeah, and but then paid the Asian clerk to patch him up. So I was like, he's an
That's where they did good with telling the characters that they're not all bad, but they're not all good guys either.
Like
so
they're just trying to survive.
And even with the brother, like he didn't kill his brother in the end. He gave him a choice to leave.
And his brother's soul was still, because remember she said that a part of them is still there, but they're not there. But even his brother, that's why I think it needed at the end. Because remember, he said, Stack said, "I promised my brother I would stay away from you."
And he
but
did.
if you go back, some of the characters, like the Asian guy, he was lost. He was kind of gone. Like he was a whole different person.
I wouldn't say that per se. We didn't get enough to see. The story wasn't about him, so we didn't get enough to make. I didn't get enough to give that type of answer. With Stacks and with Smoke.
But even the light-skinned girl, when she goes, "I'm gonna kill all, we gonna kill all of you." That wasn't even her mantra. That was like whoever bit her. That was like their soul, their spirit.
No. I don't know if you noticed. Apparently, in that movie, they all operate on a hive mind. The first vampire that bit them, whoever that guy is, Remick, they all act sort of like him. And
which is why he wanted Sammy so bad.
Well, and also that's why I want a sequel too, because who bit him? Is that Rick personality, or that's somebody who's controlling Rick personality?
Really, the vampires wasn't like bad because they was talking like we really trying to save y'all. Like, y'all can live forever. We in a time period where they don't fuck with us at all. Like the white dude, like that. He's like, remember he was like,
you freak.
That's his uncle.
And that's what I like about Ryan Coogler's movie. That's why I think the ending was needed too, because they kept emphasizing. I kept wondering, like, what was the contrast comparison? What was the deeper meaning as well? It was freedom. It was all about freedom. He was like, I want to free you because you and your brother have been running for years from just everything, from your daddy beating you, from you killing your daddy, from war, from crime. We can free you from all of that. We can make you immortal. Yes,
that's like every vampire in every movie. Like, you don't have to be sick no more. You don't gotta die no more.
And the more you're immortal, and the more we make of us like immortal, we make our own type of, unity. So I get that part. That's why the last part, bro.
That's why they operate in a hive mind. That's my thing. Like, he's not the first vampire. So who
was the first?
Because is he operating on his own?
You want more of a backstory behind how the vampire.
Well, if you're gonna put all that and put they somewhat operate on a hive mind. I know what you know what I know type of stuff. All right, then who bit you, and are you coming? Where did you come from? Because tell you the truth, they just really dropped him out of nowhere.
Nah, he was running from the Native American slave catchers.
The natives, but then that make me think like, well, did the native, and they was kind of vampire hunting.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So it's like, I slick do want to know, like, did it start with the Native Americans? Are they the only ones that know about the vampires? And the fact that he even said vampires in this time period in this movie, like they wasn't, in real life, the vampires wasn't a thing in the 1930s. Because
yes, they were.
Well,
no.
In the lore? Maybe in books like Nosferatu.
Back then, you ever heard Count Dracula? His name was Val the Impaler. Which was a real person.
Yeah.
They
didn't call him a vampire.
Well, the lore of vampirism came from him because he used to drink the blood of his victims to stay young or some shit like that. So the lore of vampires always been out there.
And it would make sense that the shorty who was into like spirits.
Yeah.
And all, like she would be the one to
tell them the witchcraft. Yeah,
It's like in a zombie movie, how somebody knows like, oh, they zombies. So it's like,
yeah.
I mean,
it added up. It was perfect how they
barks
brought it
like
back around.
Quacks like a duck. It's a duck.
But I think the biggest thing was just freedom. They kept talking about like, we want to be free. We finally gonna be free. And then at the end, I like what he said.
I thought that was a ploy though. He was just
nah, because I like what he said at the end. I think that was the
falling for it. You thought the nigga was nice?
No,
he was just trying to get out.
the kid. The kid. Remember the kid that ended up surviving, like from then.
Oh,
everybody.
yeah.
Remember he right before Stax leaves, he goes,
The best night.
"Hey, let me ask you, like, do you ever before that night happened, that day, did you enjoy it all?" He was like, "Yeah, the last time the sun was up." Before all that happened, of course I enjoyed. He said that was the last time I got to see my brother, and that was the last time I got to see the sun. For those couple of hours or moments when we came back home and we were just, and they showed this cut scene of everybody just dancing and having fun. He said we were free. I was like, damn.
it kind of made you feel for Stat, like, you know, I get to live forever, but like my brother gone.
Yeah.
That was the last time I saw him.
I can't see the sunlight.
I can't see the sun no more. You know, I got the woman that we gonna live forever. You know what I'm saying? But
And in a way, every single character wasn't free in their own way. Like, for example, the light skinned girl, she was just like a lot of people's gonna take it as like she wasn't over Stacks. The biracial woman. A lot of people didn't think she was over Stacks.
That's a pure white girl.
A lot of people thought she wasn't over Stacks, right? But it was deeper than that. Like their mother, remember the backstory? Her mother took in Stacks and them, so they were like, well, Stacks was basically a boyfriend, but the other twin was like, they all were just like family, period. And for them to not, you know what I'm saying, to just leave and just up and go, it was just.
And even Smoke with the shorty, they had a baby that died, so that kind of was like.
You feel me? They would never, and you didn't even realize that until the last scene, because I was wondering who he was putting the flowers down for.
Not even that. I was wondering when she was like, when she was rolling the junk on the table. Mm-hmm. She said, "Well, she already knew she was going to die."
Yeah, she said, "I need somebody on the other side."
Yeah,
I need to
I was trying to figure out who she was talking about. That's who she was talking about.
I'm trying to think too. I can't think of anybody else, but I think the whole thing was like freedom. Everybody's freedom. But I'll look into more movies and see what's going on.
In that time period, I'd have been like, hell yeah, I don't want to live through this Jim Crow shit.
What was that gold thing on Sammy's hand when he was playing the guitar? That's what he used back in the day?
Yeah, that's what the guitar.
Strings or whatever.
Okay, that shit fire.
I wouldn't mind being a vampire.
No, you'd be like Twilight, and they was 17 forever. Imagine to being in high school forever.
I'm 30, so
right.
yeah, I'm winning.
For a little bit, let's go back to Slim. What's his real name?
I think it's Delroy Sims or something.
Shout out Darrell Sims. Remember when I said he's the only one that sold me? His rhetoric, like his cadence, his rhetoric, the way he spoke, even the way he looked, like, you know,
nigga. Old nigga.
My favorite line to whoever wrote it though, that was fire, because that's how really America is today. Like, you ever heard the stigma, like how white people love to be black until it's not time to be.
So it's time to be black.
Yes, when it's time to take off the hat and shit, and when they got to get a job or real, like, type shit. So I love when he says, see, white peoples, they love the blues. They just don't like the people that make it.
True.
Is that not today's world?
That's true. Elvis stole many a songs.
Very much.
Hey, chill out with Elvis, man.
He did.
Chill out with Elvis.
Hound Dog was not the movie. They showed how other people was making songs.
James Brown didn't. No, not James. Ray Charles said something about it. I'm not gonna say it again. What I said last time, but I think Ray Charles, James Brown said something about it too.
White people love the blues. They just don't like the people. I think that the Caucasian culture, which they do have a culture, whether people want to admit it or not, they do got a culture. They have an unseasoned culture. We have a seasoned culture that they would like. They like what we produce. They just don't like us.
Yeah.
Hating ass. No, yeah.
But back then it wasn't hidden. It was just pointing your face. Like they had a whole clan robe in the house.
Yeah, I like that part, and I like the way he told it
more
too.
Hidden now. But
I like the way he told it, especially. I think that was during the part where he was talking about his homie that had got killed back then. Because remember they had passed the guys in jail.
Crazy.
That was wild, but it sounded so real though. Like it was. It sounded like something that would happen in real life.
Stories like that happen.
Yeah.
Like they lynched him at the train station, cut off his manhood.
Exactly.
They lied on him. Like that's real shit that happened back then.
So I'm about to play the part that Darrell thinks I pirated. We're gonna play it twice, and I'm gonna pass it. You want to hear it?
See if we can just.
Oh yeah, I already heard it, so I already know what it sounds like.
See, this nigga was recording.
I recorded like 30 seconds of that part because I was like, now that's what you call Southern accent. Like that's what you call. No, it's crazy. It's crazy. Wow. But that's what it was. Like,
wow,
that's what it was though.
Wow, and you called me bad. Wow.
I'm talking about like how they spoke. I'm talking about how they spoke. Yeah,
practice that. Before.
How they spoke back then.
Here you go.
Tonight. I ain't never heard of your Jew. Maybe it's here tonight. Is it here tomorrow night? The week after that? I've been in Memphis every Saturday night for the last 10 years. Memphis is gonna be there another 10 years after that, at least. Shit. That's probably more time than I got left on this earth stack. I played and I get as much corn liquor as I can drink. Something like me, I can't ask for more than that. Tonight.
You feel me? Like when you can barely understand what he's saying because his gums touching his front tooth.
Old Southern twang. Them niggas half drunk a lot too. His character was drunk.
Fuck you.
But out of all of them that had the accent, he was
You're not from this?
the best.
I'm from here.
You're not from the South. That nigga from Mississippi. That's Mississippi.
Yeah, you feel me?
That's Mississippi.
And I just don't think that Michael B. Jordan, along with other characters, sold it as much as he did.
That he had a dialect coach. He came the closest that.
So why Michael B. Jordan get a dialect coach? That's all he
He
needs.
did get a dialect coach.
Who? Michael B. Jordan?
He said that's the closest way.
He needs a
Yeah, I'm
better.
saying that's the closest he worked with a dialect coach.
He needs a this.
That's why Stack and Smoke kind of talk different. in
Nah,
a way.
nah.
He said that, but I feel like once I really like
Listen,
pause
yeah,
and
it
listen,
wasn't-
like, they sound the same.
They do.
sound the same.
They do.
But y'all gonna dance till y'all sweat and y'all gonna stank.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
That's his Southern twang.
Now that's why I say Stack sold me. Stack sold me the more the movie going on. I was like, some of the same. He was like, yeah, nigga, I'm the same nigga. Open up. He said some close to that, like that saying what you said with the sweat. He said something witty, and I was like, Stacks is.
So maybe
I can-
Stacks
yeah.
was the nigga that was like cool and outgoing.
Yeah.
And like
Smoke was more reserved.
and Smoke
So
was more
Smoke was
reserved,
more
like-
reserved. He was always looking at the top.
Look, Stacks was Michelangelo. No, Smoke was more Raffaello, and Stacks was Michelangelo. If you're going on Teenage Mutant Turtles terms,
I think Smoke was more like Leonardo. Like he was like the leader.
he was a leader, but like you know, Raphael always angry. Like that's how Smoke was, but he still wasn't angry enough to like let his like when he shot them niggas and then it was like I'm gonna go pay for them. I was just so it's
I
like
don't think
so
Smoke
conflicted.
smiled the whole movie.
He didn't.
I think Stack was doing most of the smile.
I was surprised when he actually cried when his brother died.
No, that love of your
The brother, yeah, that'll break your, you know.
Yeah.
I don't think I
Let
read
Will
it.
turn to a vampire. I'm smoking his ass.
It's a different love. You got twins.
Yeah, he said the best part of him was me. That line
That's
was
like-
deep. That was
Best part-
deep. Yeah.
Best
The
part.
best part of me was him.
What do y'all think the red and blue hat symbolized though? Because it couldn't be good and bad because they're both anti-heroes, low key.
I think just to differentiate which one was which.
Oh, wait a minute. Side note. When he spoke to that nigga wife like that, Stacks, was that not crazy to y'all?
When he was.
Well, he said, "Fuck your wife."
Yeah, he's fuck your wife too.
She might let you stick up your pecker in
In
her
your
mouth.
mouth.
tonight.
And I was like, I get he's
That nigga didn't give a fuck.
yeah, I get he's supposed to be witty, but now I'm like, that's some shit Smoke was. I was like, yo.
He didn't give a fuck. Stack
Yeah.
was the cool nigga, which is why Stack survived the movie.
exactly.
In a way. Stack was the cool nigga. He got the girl at the
Bro,
end.
it wasn't even the pecker in the mouth. I understood that part when he said fuck your wife. I was like, huh?
Well, then fuck your wife. Yeah, like
Yeah.
that.
I was like, yo, all right. Who is Stacks? I thought Stacks was supposed to be like witty, talk shit, but that's fighting words. And you saw what's his name? Bucket, whatever his name was.
Cornbread.
Cornbread.
He definitely was a manipulator.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie, Ryan Coogler was the director and they named the character Cornbread. I would have goddamn boycotted that movie because that's the
What you
nigga
mean by
name.
cornbread? What you mean by that? Call
Yeah,
the nigga Chicken
exactly.
Joe. What you mean?
You heard one of them niggas said something about that too, and they're like chicken blood or some shit in the movie. I don't know. Oh no, when they was getting cornbread, y'all didn't hear that when they whispering chicken blood, some shit like that. Somebody said chicken. Somebody said chicken when he was peeing,
Cornbread.
bro.
Well, no, I think because to humans, vampires are like cattle
Yeah.
and like chicken. So I'm like, okay,
Nah, hell nah, nigga. That was, and it was white too, nigga. Nah, it's not.
I don't think it's. What? Look at that chicken over there.
Nah. The Delta is Delta like a real place in Mississippi?
I don't know.
They kept calling it the Delta. I'm a
Mississippi
Delta
not a place I
man.
ever
Delta
wanna go
Slim. You said what?
Mississippi not a place I ever
Hell
wanna
no.
go.
You think they got sundown
Sundown towns?
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
P Valley is Mississippi. I think. Or is it Memphis?
Yeah, see if Delta is a real place.
Mississippi Delta, yes, it is.
Oh wow.
Mississippi
Ryan
Delta.
Coogler on one, man. All right. Because they could say the Delta in the beginning. I didn't know what the fuck they were talking about.
Forms of the most important bird and water flow migration. Company supports North America's largest wetland area. Okay.
So I think we already talked about the Native American and being the vampire catchers. I like the inclusiveness
Like I
of
said,
most races.
I
Yeah.
got to see that. Like that, you just dropped that out of nowhere. With the
And I want to see, yeah, you're right, because I also wanted to see like when they catch them, how do they keep them
Because he said
concealed?
these
Yeah.
engines robbed me and
well,
my
they
friends.
know.
so-
They know enough. Like, oh, the sun's going out. Yo, we gotta go.
Yeah, but I'm saying like if they like they couldn't even catch them. They had garlic and mocktails and stuff. So I'm saying like how do they catch them and keep them from even when the sun down, like keep them barred up?
They probably just kill him.
That's
just
true.
Rope them up.
The sun is
true.
out. That's why
That's
he was
true.
running. They had the advantage. When the sun was going down, I was like,
Yeah.
yo, we
Please.
gotta go. We ain't gonna be able to get him.
He's a dangerous man. Open your door. They wouldn't let him in.
Like I said,
Trusted that white man.
they just like they said they just like I said they just dropped them, boom, right there. I'm like, okay, I need backstory to where he come from and the whole entire hive
Skin was
mind.
burning.
Now, oh yeah, he was. Yeah,
Skin was
So I mean, they broke him out of his hideout wherever he was going.
like a vampire cave or hive or something. Like, and was he the only one?
one. Yeah, there's a lot of
See?
questions behind it. I got you.
Question.
Okay, I get you. When y'all remember the part when they was dancing and stuff and the roof was on fire? Do y'all think that was like a symbolism of the gate, open the gates of hell?
No, I think that was a symbolism of music just evolving.
No, I got the when the different
dancing part, you talking
evolutions.
about
Yeah,
when the
roof actually started firing and the
and
vampire
then they
saw it
was
as a
outside. How like the vampire.
It's like you let the devil in.
but everybody was in there dancing.
I think it was like a little calling, like a dinner bell. Remember what he said, like music sometimes attracts certain type
certain
of
spirits. Yeah,
and the fire is what the vampire saw.
Mm-hmm.
Him in there and those whole type of people was, oh, I see him.
yeah, but everything was on fire though, doesn't that? Some represents some. It was like the roof opened and then everything was on fire when it still said like. I thought that was like a representation of hell.
No, I think it was just a symbolism. Okay, that's what the vampires see. Like,
I think it's a deeper. You feel me? I think it's
like
something
music
deeper.
transverse us kind of to like a different.
to set the roof on fire.
No,
Nah,
to like a
but
different-
I can see how music can be good and bad in certain I think the
certain
play he was
aspects.
yeah it went off. Anyway,
You gonna catch the rest
it's
of this?
heat. It's fucking hot in here, and that's why I'm like I gotta get the other camera because it overheats.
You can lift the garage door up.
I should have.
You could probably
But
still.
we'd have been like here like yeah. I'm gonna turn it back on. Keep going. What you thought of symbolizes?
Like, cause it's from a religious standpoint. That's why his dad was like put the guitar down because like religious, like you playing secular music. So that's why trouble gonna follow you and demons gonna like the preacher was saying like demons gonna follow you and stuff. He probably didn't even want him hanging out with his cousin. I just found out that he was their cousin. I didn't know how they correlation was until the movie came on. Like, so and then you find out
God, because it was like two different lines. I was like, yeah.
he was their cousin, and then his dad was their dad's little brother.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, you know, maybe it's a religious thing too. Like, it was the symbolism of him singing.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just
I got you.
because it was just interesting to me seeing all of the different time periods dance in there. Like Sharice was twerking.
Yeah, Shorty was twerking. It started the evolution. Then you had like different
It was
spiritual
twerking
Asian,
and-
and then Asians did like spiritual dances. They didn't just like, you know what I'm saying? So it was just like, I like that. I like
You gotta
that.
hear it from
Well,
Ryan
remember
Coogler
he
now.
said like music transitions through history,
Yeah.
and different culture had different types of
Type of
music.
meanings and type
You
of
had-
meanings
yeah,
too.
You had
Ooh.
different type of races in there, and they
Yeah.
all perceive music. I think I used the right word in a different type of way. Had the Asian community and perceive music as whatever they
This,
perceive it
yeah.
as. Some people perceive music as twerking music, rapping music, jazz, and I think he just
Part
the
of it, put
vampire,
that in there.
and you got all that different type of cultures in that room.
But
Probably
different
the
type of
symbolism
representations.
of the house going, setting on fire, setting on flames, and then the vampire saw that. He's like, oh wow. He said that brother got a voice.
That's why he kept telling Sam, like, I need you.
Yeah,
I need your memory. I need your voice. I need your music. I need y'all to be able to get into what he said. I'll be able to get in touch with my ancestors.
Yeah.
So really, he was the key to it all. He even
Oh, that's also a play on Ryan Coogler. I know he's trying to get into the blackness of everything. Like our music is really feeds the soul too.
That nigga Rob Wade made a whole song about it when it came out.
Yeah.
Fuck Rob Wade.
That should tell you something. I think you gotta hear.
It's also playing on how white people, like we said earlier, how white people won't like love black music because our music is just like when I try to put people on country, and I'm not trying to demean country, but all country is black. It's a white version of blues. That's all I tell people, and they're like, I don't want to say white. It's literally just blues.
Shabuzi? You think that's a white people version of blues? Or that's just a nigga that's in the country?
Yeah, it's just a nigga saying, but it's still. You see how it popped off though.
Yeah, I don't really fuck with him like that no more. He talk shit about Will Smith.
Oh,
I talk shit about Will Smith.
Yeah, he talk shit about Will Smith like music. Like he got any dog in that fight.
oh yeah,
Will Smith was the first rapper in a Grammy.
Oh yeah.
he was.
He doesn't curse in his music. I mean, he does now.
Country music culture don't even want Shabuzi. And Shabuzi don't even.
That's the crazy part. Now, yeah, that's the crazy
Shabuzi
part.
not even his real name. His name was like some Nigerian shit, but the white people was fucking his name up, so he just went with that.
Shabuzi. Yeah.
I'm looking this up right now with the Native American thing. He could actually, if he wanted to, make a whole entire pocket universe. You got Native Americans with different werewolf tribes and stuff like that. Cause I'm like, okay, because there's, how should I say this? I was taking one class in Georgia State, and it was my friend, I forgot her name, Jesus Christ, but she was Native American, and she always did research on different Native tribes and how. That's what I'm trying to tell them with the vampire mythos and stuff like that. That all come from somewhere and pass on from generation to generation, even in different cultures and stuff like that. So even with the music thing that he did in the movie. So if he really wanted to, he could probably make a little pocket universe.
Okay.
I'd be curious. Cause he left a lot of things.
Yeah.
I had a lot of questions.
Yeah, true. Well, overall, man, I think the movie was. I think we all agree is still really good.
8 out of 10.
Yo, the lead villain killed it.
Oh yeah, I didn't. He had me buzzed. I was like, yo, like,
yeah, you feel me? Like he did really well.
Like he's trying to be like empathetic. Like
Yeah.
I'm not trying to kill y'all. Like we gonna have to kill y'all,
Yeah.
but y'all gonna live forever.
Yeah.
Like we not racist.
you gonna be asleep for like 5
It was kind of
minutes.
like Thanos too. It was like a villain. I don't even call it like the reverse of an anti-hero.
Thanos was right.
I'm not saying Thanos was right, but I'm saying what he says makes sense.
Fuck Thanos, no, because I just thought about it. A couple weeks ago, I watched the whole entire Avengers Infinity War, and I'm like, why you just didn't hit up Tony, Doctor Strange, go to Earth? You're very smart. Hey, this is a plan. If we keep doing the things we're doing, the universe is gonna die. So I'm coming.
What you mean, making babies, nigga? That's all he wanted to do. Was like he said. He's like, stop overpopulation. He wanted to end overpopulation.
He could have come. If he's that smart, he could have come up with a different plan. I'm sorry.
Why not just make twice as much resources?
Boom. There you go.
With the Infinity Gauntlet.
There you go.
I guess, yeah.
Fuck you, Marvel.
Why not make a second Earth and put half the population?
Where's chill out. You go into the multiverse thing now. You cross. You
Oh,
cross.
that shit went off again?
Hell yeah, it did.
You heard it? It beeped?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear it.
Your camera, man. We ain't gonna never be able to make a full episode again.
Not in the summer, bro. I'm about to figure something out.
No, what about the radio station? What's up with you?
Oh, nah, nigga, I can't do that.
Why you can't go back? Ain't you wearing a hoodie of it right now?
Yeah. I can
Why-
go there.
why-
You weren't even supposed to be there.
That night.
Yeah, I wasn't supposed to be there.
Did you get in trouble?
No, not for that. It wasn't for that.
See?
But it was something similar, and I found out, like, oh, shit, I did not know we didn't have, like...
Authorization.
Even me just being working, they didn't have, like, authorization to just be in there.
But my thing is like, you could have made some more resources to help the universe, but you want to snap half of the people. Like, fuck you, Marvel.
The best villains are the complicated ones where it's like,
Yeah.
That's not complicated. You're smart. Just go ahead.
right.
Either way, man, listen. Sinners was an incredible movie. A lot of plot twists. One thing I loved about it wasn't predictable.
We gotta see 28.
Only thing I figured out was when the vampires were come in, or where they were from, or whatever. When they were vampires and shit like that.
We gotta see 28 years later.
What's that? Anyway, Sinners was a great movie. What? And the 8.9, 8, 9.8.
You still pass with an 8, brother.
Yeah. That was pretty good. I like the style of it too. Like there were certain scenes where, like, remember when they was beating up the guy in the back and it was matching the rhythm of them stumping and singing.
They
the
was
song.
stomping and shit out.
Right, yeah, but it was like the
10 minutes
yeah.
in, they was stomping. I think visually that movie was amazing. I think the way that they made the vampires look like not too like OD. But still
Yeah, even how they, I ain't gonna lie, when he flew though, that shit kind of, I was like, yo, I was like, how they gonna kill these niggas, bro? Like,
What had me was when she went out there to talk to him, you couldn't see their eyes.
Yeah.
So you knew something was like ominous about them. Like, okay, we can't see their eyes. You could see like their little shine, but you couldn't really see their eyes. Everything was black. So I was like, okay, I like that.
yeah. Once she showed him the coins and she was like, yeah, these are not from your town, but they worth something. That's what I knew. I was like, okay.
See, yeah,
They vampire.
That's I have to know where you get that from, where you coming from.
Nah, but I just
why are you just carrying that stuff around for one?
It's even when you say it started off slow. I liked how it started off because, like Darrell pointed to, we didn't even know the correlation between Michael B. Jordan and the dude until like literally he got in the truck. And it was like, because I was wondering how it was gonna play off, or if this was a different time period. If this was 1939, this was 1962. I was just like, what's the plan?
Found a singer. I mean, he was a singer, but maybe they just found a singer. But I didn't know that he was like.
I even like how they played the. If you noticed the sounds of them killing his homie Slim's homies when he was telling the story, and they're talking about the kind of you hear in the background. So I was like, it's just for different things I've had never seen in a film that somebody used or something like that.
Sound. I think he had a lot of music in that movie.
Music and visual, and the way because I don't even like musicals. And I actually like this.
Yeah.
The way he did it. It was more the visuals too. It was how he did the visuals. It wasn't like too many flashbacks. It was more like, I don't know, man. He just had his own like, Ryan, you on his own, dog. You on a generational run, man. You think he's gonna be better than Spike Lee when he's done with his career?
I think this generation Spike Lee.
He's more creative.
Yeah.
Spike usually stays in his lane. Spike
He's really just getting started.
Yeah, Spike stays in his lane. He said, I'm not about to move on to the horror.
That's true.
Spike ain't make no shit like that.
Yeah, no.
So Ryan Coogler going above and beyond. We're like
He is. Yeah, he's going about like that's what they said. This is out of his like. This is showing his range. Yeah, because he's used to certain type of movies. But yeah, I think that's it. We hit the 32 mark, y'all. That's our Sinners movie review. I appreciate y'all fellas for going to the movies with me and then coming to do this review. Really appreciate it.
No problem. Appreciate y'all.
All right, y'all want to give out y'all socials and stuff?
Don't do that. Don't do my shit. I do that to people. Don't do that. Fuck you. Don't do my
Darrell,
shit.
give out your socials, bro. You an up and coming actor / content creator / all that.
Content creator.
Content creator.
Yeah.
I thought you was a content. I thought you wanted to make your own podcast one day or something. Called the Darrell Show.
The Darrell Show.
Triple D.
Podcast they gonna be the future.
All right, tight.
But yeah. Darrell Downing Jr.
Say that one more time.
Darrell Downing Jr.
Is that your TikTok?
That's my TikTok. I only have TikTok.
Okay, my TikTok is DTurner_32. IG is DSmooth DSMOOVTH _32. You had to see me play it. You had to see me play to understand why.
Okay. Real.t.radio on Instagram, Real Talk Radio 2 O's on TikTok, Gmail, Real Talk Radio 626 at gmail.com. Like I said, the first email recipient, excluding these two, will get $100 because we need to get some email podcasts. But that's it. That's all. Appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all subscribe, share, like, comment, all that good stuff. If you're listening to audio platforms, download. We are on iHeart, Apple Music, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast.
Boom, 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 boom.
All right, we out.